Good morning. This is the morning. Yes, this is the morning. Hello, my name is Randolph Matthews, and I'm here live at home as part of. I've been invited by the Creative Folkestone as part of the Southeast Creative Program to support creatives and digital industries and add in some value about a particular topic for today. And that particular topic today is about creating your dreams. About 2, 3, 4 weeks ago, I asked people about their dreams and what the struggles were in this time and at any time to be able to pursue your dream. So I, as a performer, I'm somebody who has had the opportunity to, I suppose, pursue my dream, and it's not an easy thing to do. So I wanted to almost give hopefully some value and some insights to the response that people give me, how I've digested those responses, and what I've summarized in terms of possibly a way forward for us. Sorry, somebody's just called me.
Absolutely.
I'm actually on at the moment.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. So, I'm going to start with a little bit of music first and foremost, just because that's my thing for the morning. Sweet dream, da 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 da, da 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 da. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the 7 seas. Everybody's looking for something. Now just let me know that you are actually online by giving me some likes, just so that I know you're actually there. I know that I'm seeing 10, 11, 12 people watching, but I want to know that you're actually there, because a conversation is for all of us to have. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the 7 seas. Said everybody's looking for something. Yeah, alright. That yeah. Yes, we got dreams, and we got to work out how to get there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We'll keep on struggling through, and we'll find a way. Yeah, yeah. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Sweet dreams, yeah, yeah. Whoa, 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 yeah. So, my wonderful friends, today I want to see if we can create a little bit of an interaction for almost like 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes, in terms of, thank you for the love, in terms of this subject about our dreams. And so the question that I asked was, what is your biggest struggle? I did this on Facebook. I asked, what is your biggest struggle with creating your dreams? And I was overwhelmed by the response, because it was for my own reflective, creative learning in terms of how I can actually possibly support people with the industry that I am in, as a performer, as a coach, somebody who creates music as well, and somebody who feels the ebb and flow of actually being a creator and what it takes. And it's not an easy task. I'm not going to kid myself. It's not an easy task to go through. But this was some of the responses that I got from people in that stream of consciousness, that people were just being really honest. And I really, really thank everybody who gave me a piece of who they were in that moment. And just the honesty, because I think there is a collective consciousness about what is in one person tends to be in a lot of the tribe of people that you're around in that particular world. So this is some of the response. I'll put it on the page as the struggles. So the struggles are, and I'm leaving out names, I'm just going straight for what they were saying. Financing my dream is a real struggle for me, somebody said. Procrastinating, a daily procrastinating. Daring to dream with, I can't even work out what I've put there. Actually, no, daring to dream. So the whole aspect of even just daring to dream is a struggle. To actually, can I allow myself just to dare to dream to do something? I found that one interesting. Knockbacks that I got from people, whether it's in the industry, whether it's to do with family, whether it's to do with the people that you think really, really are the ones that you're trying to get in touch with, and the effect that that has. Not being able to find self-worth, not being able to feel strong about what it is that you've actually got in terms of, do you value it? Fear and discipline came up quite a lot from many, many people. Some people, one person said, waking up and realizing it's all a dream. That's an interesting one for not going for your dream. I'm not very good at being a self-starter. So self-starter being, I'm not very good at starting the thing off. So basically, I don't do it. Even though I want to do it, I don't do it. Chronic illness. And I know that can be many different things for people. You know, just fatigue can be an illness in itself. Just the tiredness of doing other things that take up all of your time. And the stress or high expectations before you've even started to go out there and do something. Now, I mean, just let me know. Just give me a thumbs up, or I don't know if I can see. Actually, if there are any, put comments. I'm being really pushy. Put comments. If you can put some comments, it would humanize this moment that I'm having right here. So just put some comments. Just say, yes, no, I relate to this one. Let me know what you're actually thinking at this present moment while you're watching this. Because for me, I think when I started to reflect on the responses that I got from people, I realized that they kind of came down to three main things. Thank you very much, Jenny. It came down to three main things. One was to do with time. Two was to do with space. And three was to do with self-belief. Now, I found these three quite not interesting, but I looked at it and I kind of thought, actually, this is the core of most of my own personal decisions that I've had to make in the many years of doing music and the many years of actually getting somewhere or not getting somewhere at the same time. And they all came down to these three things for me. So time, space, and self-belief. And I just want to kind of almost like unravel a little bit of each one of them for a moment. So time. So for example, time now is our biggest commodity. Nobody wants to share their time too much with other things that they don't want to do. Even when we're on Facebook, we watch what we want to watch, as opposed to your partner or your kids are watching something else. My time is such an invaluable thing. And I think there can be a struggle, as I felt, in terms of actually giving yourself permission to actually give yourself the time to even think about the thing that you love and to make something sort of happen. Yes, I've got that one as well. Massive struggle with imposter syndrome. I totally understand this. totally understand the imposter syndrome. So time is a really important thing for each one of us. We sometimes have to justify it. But time, as Jenny has said, is about choice. And I think that that's what we've got to consider, is time is something which is for us to decide what we do with that time. It's for us. Nobody else decides it. So time is a very, very important thing. Space is a very important thing, because I see space as physical space, which is literally the room. So I've got the room here to set this up and to do something which I think is valuable to me, to share. Or it is mental space. So I found a quote from a vocalist, a vocal teacher that I've been inspired by in many, many different ways. And he said, on the basis of sound and sound in terms of travel, he says, sound cannot be produced, cannot be amplified, and cannot travel without space. So when I think of it in this way, I could actually take the word sound off, and I could say art cannot be produced, cannot be amplified, and cannot travel without space. You need space to create, I think, to value the deeper aspects of, one, who you are, two, what you want to express to the world, and three, to allow the process to exist as well. So for me, I think I've really a lot of times struggled with finding the space to allow things to unfold in the midst of many, many different things that I feel I'm firefighting. I've always had this kind of firefighting analogy. You know, you go out, it's like, got to pay the bills, got to, you know, we've got the children obviously to look after, and I love supporting them. I love being with them. And at the same time, for me to make better work, or to create something, or to find space to understand the dream, I've got to have space. I've got to have that mental capacity so that I can produce something, so that I can amplify it, and so that it can travel further than my room or my mental space as well. The third thing, and I think is the most obvious one for me, is self-belief. I think a lot of the time we stop to really have the self-awareness. I think self-belief for me is about self-awareness. Is when you have a strong sense of self-awareness, you can accept both parts of who you actually are. You can accept your weaknesses and you can accept your strengths. And you can put them in a sort of a proactive way. You can almost like, it's like shadow and light. You can look at both of them and say, well, yes, this is me. It's not defined on anybody else. It's defined on me. And actually they both can work together. But without that self-belief or confidence in actually just who you are, time and space tend to be compromised. And actually, if you don't spend time or space, your self-belief goes down. But if you don't have space and time, your time and your confidence goes down. So each one feeds into the other. Each one feeds into the other. I don't think there's one that starts it first. I think if you spend time, your self-belief will go up. In terms of your self-awareness can go up. If you spend time and you have the space, your confidence goes up. If you do it the other way around, less time, less space on your dreams, it spirals that downwards. So if I can imagine those are my three things, then I think what's important then for me is to just start to evaluate more in terms of the type of questions and the type of things that are inside of my time, inside of my space, and inside of my self-belief in terms of my thoughts and my feelings. And so some of the questions that I'm sort of in this period, especially in this period, where as a musician, I've lost my work. I can literally now wipe out performing live for 2020, possibly 2021. So I feel a certain expectation on myself to utilize what I have. However, there is a reality that there are certain things which aren't going to be taking place. I won't be performing like I used to. My industry as a creative is very, very different now. And I now have to adapt. So the only thing for me to do is to start to get back to asking those questions. And ultimately, there are two things as well, which is thinking and acting. I did have before thinking, planning, and acting. And I thought, no, it just needs to be think and act. And for that reason, because sometimes we just need to respond to what feels right. But we need to have the vision. It's important for me to have a vision of what I want to do. I heard a quote which was, well, it's not a quote, it's a sort of way to remind ourselves. So clouds and dirt. So the clouds are to do with the vision. So I can look out my window at this moment, I can see across Folkestone, I can see across Dover, Dover Road, and I can see the hills at this present moment. And then the dirt is the hustle, is the planning, is the decision making. It's the sort of grappling, figuring out internally, right, what do I need to do? Where can I go? The hows and whats. But your why, the why part of you is in this vision. It's in the clouds. And so while you're doing the dirt, which is sometimes how it feels at this moment, it feels at the moment for me that I'm trying to see what sticks. What is my thing at this moment? How am I adapting? What's out there? And what can I do to bring them all together? To bring a really clear understanding of this is my dream, and tangible things that I can do in the dirt that are towards the vision. So I'm trying not to lose sight of the vision while recognizing that I've got to be in the dirt of what it is. So some questions that I would almost say that we can ask ourselves. Some questions that we can ask ourselves, which I want to leave you with. And they're very simple because I think for me that the most important thing is I recognize most of the time I just always have to come back to the most simple things. The most simple things are what have given me the inspiration. When I went into doing music, I went into music not because I was like, I need to make this work, oh my gosh, it's gonna, I need to find money, that wasn't the first thing. The first thing that got me into it was I just loved it. I was just so inspired by it. I just loved it. I knew how it made me feel. I knew that in some respects, there was nothing in the way of me enjoying this experience. So a question or some questions to ask ourselves is, again, what inspires you? That's got to be the starting point. What inspires you? What's the thing that, if nobody pressed a like and said, oh, Randolph, or oh, Jenny, or, oh, so-and-so, you've got such a great da-da-da-da-da-da, or whatever it is, you're so blah, 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 blah. What would you still do if nobody responded? What would you still love and enjoy if nobody responded? Because at the end of the day, nobody really cares more than you. And I can use words to describe it more. That nobody gives about your thing. Only you. Nobody gives a about it. Only you do. So if that is the case and you have self-awareness, then it's up to you what you do with your time, what you do with your space to fill it with the inspiration that you just love, to fill it with having the space of mind to cultivate that inspiration that you love. And ultimately, it will make you, one, feel really great. And two, I think that your actions then become more definable. Because I think inspiration will never stop. However, you need to have a plan of action that's going to support you. And that plan of action can literally just be action. It doesn't have to be anything else. It's just acting upon something based on the inspiration. So what is your why? Not how and what. What's your why? Why do you love doing what you do? Where does it come from? It's got nothing to do with anybody else. It's just about us. It's just about, I sing and I've recognized because I believe that everybody's got a voice. Everybody's voice can change this world in some way. That's my why. That's why I do what I do. That's why I think I'm learning to talk the way that I am. It's nervy. I don't really do this very often, but yes, I realize I've got a lot to say. So how can we make ourselves better? How can we just make the situation just that little bit better? That can mean literally training. That could literally mean investing your money into it. Of course, it means investing your time and giving yourself permission to just try it out. How can I make myself better? And there's many layers to this, which is I've been doing what I do professionally, but I've got to make myself better for this new industry that is about to unfold. So how can we make ourselves better? How do we motivate ourselves? What motivates you differently to anybody else? What's the things that motivate you differently than somebody else, than your partner, than the person that's next to you? It's really important to just, again, this is about self-awareness. And I think we take for granted just how powerful self-awareness is. It's got nothing to do with anybody else, because once you know yourself, you know that you're motivated by sitting in front of a window, watching the clouds, and then you get these wonderful ideas, these wonderful deep ideas, and then you know how it moves. Or taking a walk can be really, 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 really useful as well for some people. Or it's writing it down. Or it's listening to podcasts or audible books. And then you hear the nuggets. We've got to work out what's the things that motivate us towards finding those goals. But most of all, being really, 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 really connected to our dreams. Now, I've got a question. My why is to heal people, live pain-free. I'm learning to find my voice too in this pandemic. And I've now decided to go to university, yes, to get a degree in physiotherapy. I'm fascinated by the body. This is from Hayley Seymour. I'm fascinated by the body. By the body. I want information. I am in the business. If awareness, this is my why. Exactly. So this time can be the most valuable opportunity for everybody, because hopefully it leads to people having space, and that space with time then leads to people making compelling decisions, just like Hayley just did, which is compelling decisions or active actions or impactful actions, which actually I think is which changes people's lives. And Hayley's not going to be the same person from going to university, and it's directional. She's got meaning in terms of what she wants to do. And I think everybody deserves to have meaning in their lives. And that means that we can actually actively support industries like what the Southeast Creative Foundation is doing, like what the Creative Folkestone is doing, is to support based on people being clearer and more self-aware of their own personal goals and dreams in life. And so, my lovely friends, I'd like to leave it there for today. I'd like to thank you so much. It's the first time that I've actually done something like this live, and I hope it was informative. I hope I've brought some kind of value to it. And again, I think that the conversation is still to be had. For me, it's an ongoing thing, but I'm very excited about it because I think we can really support each other. And please stay in tune with the Creative Folkestone, because there's obviously going to be lots more information on different ways that you can access help and support through Southeast Creatives, as well as you can talk to me directly as well, Randolph Matthews at yahoo.co.uk. I am coaching, I am singing, I am performing from home as well, and trying to basically keep things moving. And at the end of the day, I think that the sharing of ideas is what helps us to move forward. So let's kind of do it together. So thank you so much, everybody. I hope to see you again very soon, and look forward to continuing the dialogue. If you want to leave any more comments on how this was for you, please do leave it in the Strand, and I look forward to seeing you again. I'm going to leave with some more music.
There's a fire burning in my heart, reaching the fever pitch and bringing me out the dark. Finally, I can see you crystal clear. Go ahead and lay me out and lay my ship to bear. And I said, wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child, but I keep going on, yeah, on. Keep on dreaming on, yeah. I will. Thank you very much, everybody. Have a wonderful day. Go towards your dreams. Bye.